Bringing 2022 to an end on a very kind note. We've had the most incredible stories over these past few days, and this morning, no exception. I'm going to introduce you to a remarkable young woman who has spent the past few years dedicated to acts of kindness for people in need. I want to read you a little email we got from Chelsea Britton, who's one of our viewers, telling us how much, well, first of all, thank you, Chelsea, because you're enjoying these acts of kindness, a great idea and very moving stories. They have indeed, and we certainly have needed them in the time of such dark news. But Chelsea nominated someone named Caris Madsen, as I said, and her charity called One Plane Away. Chelsea is an RCMP member. She's witnessed the social needs in Nunavut, where this is based, how babies have been in need and their young moms, and how Caris has helped them with her work. And we're going to talk about her work. But Chelsea wanting to make sure that we take a moment to view the good work, and she sent us a ton of photos. Well, we're going beyond looking at all of this, Chelsea. I can rest assured I've been telling you that we're going to spend some time with Caris, who's in Iqaluit, Nunavut, with us this morning. Caris Madsen, good morning and welcome to our program.
Hello.
I'm looking forward to spending a few minutes telling everybody what you're doing with One Plane Away. To do that, Caris, we have to go back, I guess, 7 years now to when it was 2015 and you were a teenager. You were 15 at that time?
I was 15 in high school.
Okay, what did a very savvy 15-year-old notice around her as you were in high school in Iqaluit?
Well, I noticed a lot of, I had a few very close friends who had a baby, and I just noticed that it was difficult to find supplies in Iqaluit. So we couldn't really go to our local mall because we don't have one. So we would kind of find what we could find in our local grocery store, in the baby section, and we didn't have a lot. We had a few selections of outfits, not many diapers, just a very small selection.
So they didn't have some key supplies. And then what effect did that have on the moms not being able to get those supplies? What did it mean to them that they couldn't?
I think it was very stressful. You know, you're excited, you have a new little baby, you wanna have fun. And get cute outfits and those key supplies that you need, and just not being able to find that in the local stores, it was very stressful.
So what did you do as a 15-year-old in response?
So I have a lot of family in Southern Ontario, so I thought I could use the opportunities that I have. And when I would travel south to see my grandmother, I would go to local thrift stores and local stores, and I would collect a bunch of supplies that I could and bring it home with me. So that's kind of how it started.
So by supplies, diapers, clothing, that kind of thing, what other things were you transporting in those early days?
So in the early days, it was actually just entirely clothing. Okay. We didn't have really the or access to diapers and bottles and stuff like that. So it was purely just clothes.
Just clothes at your own cost, Caris?
Yeah.
As a kindness, so it was really an act of kindness then. And from that time, as you transported things up to your friends, things have obviously changed. How has One Plane Away really grown, developed to what it is now? Tell us about what it is now.
So we are now an official registered charity with the CRA, and we have grown incredibly. So we send care boxes to all over the territory, so not just Iqaluit anymore. And we have sent over, I believe, 1,000 boxes since we began, 600 alone this year. And we have expanded our care boxes to not just including clothing. Now we include diapers, bottles. We even include supplies for the moms as well.
Oh, we're looking at such fantastic pictures of the babies and moms with big, big smiles. What do the moms tell you, Caris, in terms of what this means to them?
Oh, it's incredible. We get such amazing feedback from the mothers, and we get lovely photos, as you guys are seeing, of just like the smiling little faces with like comfy, cozy clothes and blankets. And it's really appreciated, and it's just a lovely, lovely conversation we get to have with them.
And again, just to come back to the number, more than 1,000 babies? That's how many families you have helped since you had this idea?
Yeah, more than 1,000. And this past year, we grew a lot on social media. So our awareness grew even larger, and we were getting boxes from, like, donation boxes from all over Canada, even some from the UK and the US.
Wow.
And that helped us send even more care boxes out to families.
So as a 22-year-old woman now, looking back at what you've done since this teenager had this grand plan, how do you feel about the impact that you've been able to have?
It is incredibly heartwarming. I try not to cry a lot when I think about it. I'm particularly emotional, but
go right ahead. We go right ahead. They've been emotional stories I held all these weeks. So you go right ahead, Caris. Take your moment.
It's just being able to take the opportunity that I have and be able to pay it forward to people who deserve it. It's not something that people should stress about. It's not something that you should worry about. Just being able to provide a basic need and have such grateful people in my life and meeting new people and getting to just learn new things. It's been, words can't describe it.
You're home in Iqaluit from a little break, your university studies at Lakehead in Thunder Bay, Ontario, so there you are back in the South again. Is this giving you perhaps a whole focus for your future, career-wise, professionally at all? Are you combining all of this into what you're studying and looking to do?
Yeah, so I've always been very interested in maternal health and child development. So along with starting One Plane Away when I was 15, I already kind of had the dream and the want to become a physician and come back to the North and work because it is my home. So being able to work with mothers and children, it really solidifies my goals and dreams of working in maternal health.
Well, Chelsea met you first, and we're thankful to her for bringing you to our attention. But listening to you this morning, we can say we knew you when, because it seems to me that you're bound for some great things. What an impact you've already had. Thank you very much for your time today and sharing with us everything involved in One Plane Away. Happy holidays, Caris, and thanks again.